Hello, testing. Good morning.
Good morning.
Come on. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out here. My name is Michelle Cooley. Thank you for coming out here and supporting the J.C. Cooley Youth Inspirational Leadership Breakfast. As you can see, this is going to be a full event, and we're going to have a very, very great time. We have a full agenda, and you should see the agenda on your tables right there. We have a keynote speaker, the main speaker, a youth guest speaker, and we're also doing some award presentations. And we're also having a singer as well. So without any further ado, I want to introduce you to the president, CEO, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, my husband, James Cooley.
Okay, I don't think we got it right the first time. How we doing? Wow. We just created a video called the ACE. We did the ACE program. ACE stands for what? Anybody? Attitude, commitment, and enthusiasm. So, I'm going to ask everybody one more time. But this time I want you to be enthusiastic about it. How we doing? Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. You know, I tell you. There is no better way than to start I would say any day. But we're talking about today. We're talking about Saturday morning. I have to always start my program off by asking you, have anyone told you today that you are loved and appreciated? Anyone? Well, you know, I tell you what, I'm not even going to let you think about it that much. I'm going to start out today by telling you that you are loved and appreciated. But I want to go one step further. I want you to turn around and tell your neighbor next to you that they are loved and appreciated as well. It is all about love and appreciation. And regardless what might be going on in our lives, in the world, situations and circumstances, long as you know that you're loved and appreciated and you have the right attitude. The right attitude. Remember, attitude will make or break you. Attitude. And that's what it's all about. Not just today, but I hope every day. It's about waking up, having the right attitude, and being committed to doing the best that you can, and moving forward, and always try to bring a smile to another person's face. Bring a smile to another person's face. So that's how we start the J.C. Cooley program on. But I tell you, we're going to start it off. I always like to start off with a singer. This young lady, 16 years old, incredible. I tell you, you know, I'm going to let you guys decide that for yourself, but she's incredible. She's doing a lot of great things. I wrote her in a couple of my plays. She was so great. I had to write the script and get it in there. But she's also doing extremely well in school, the community, the epitome of growing up, having the right, what I call ACE, attitude, commitment, and enthusiasm. Without any further delay, I want to bring to the stage Salona Husband. now. That was brilliant. Let's give her another round of applause. Another round of applause. I can tell you right now, you might want to remember that young lady's name. You're going to hear big things from her. Have we lightened it up a little bit? Are we getting there? Is everybody smiling and ready for this fabulous next portion of the show to come? Oh, Lord. Now, we haven't even eaten. You got enthusiasm. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it's all about. You know, I want to bring this next young lady up to the stage. I kind of know her a little bit. She keeps me grounded all the time. And she's a big inspiration in our lives. And if you let her, she'll be a big inspiration in your life. I want to bring up to the stage my beautiful wife, Michelle Cooley.
Hello again, everybody. How are you doing? Great. That sounds even better than the first time. Very proud of you. Well, my topic is going to be pretty brief. It's basically, the title is Standards for Success. Standard as a noun means basically a quality or a level of attainment. So if you set high standards, you're setting high qualities for yourself and everything that you do. Now, this message is really tailored for the students. You can be young student, old student, as long as you're a student or just an adult for anything, but this is mostly tailored for students. So basically, these are kind of things or habits that are suggested. I was reading on the internet about study habits, especially for students. Number one is create realistic goals to have good study habits. So number one, you should ask yourself, how long are you studying? When are you studying? Is your studying becoming effective? Do you get good grades? So basically the question is, the first thing is, how long are you studying? Some people do have a gift for studying and their information absorbs quickly. Some people really do have that gift. And there are others who takes a little bit longer for them to really absorb the information. So know if you're challenging with a certain course or class, you need to, it's recommended that you study a little bit longer for that particular course or class. So let's say you're studying and your grades are not reflecting the amount of time that you're studying. And maybe let's say you're getting C's or less. So the question is, what do I need to do? So maybe you need to join a study group or get a tutor. Some people don't like asking for help, but the only way you're going to get better, especially partnering up with somebody who really knows what they're doing, you have plenty of students out there who are mastering certain courses like math or science or English. Go to them, ask for their help, work with their schedule. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. If you want to attain and set the standards for high quality grades, always ask for help and partner with another student. Even if you don't know them, go to your teacher. They can partner you up with a student who's excelling in that class. Another thing is make study time a part of your daily routine. Example, don't cram for a test 2 days before the test actually comes. Always study every day. I'm not saying you can't have a social life or you can have any downtime, but always make studying a part of your routine just so you can keep absorbing knowledge. Sometimes you got surprise quizzes, so if you're not studying as part of your daily routine, then you're not going to maybe know everything and absorb everything as quickly as you should. Another thing is work harder on the subjects that you're having most problems with. I just graduated with my MBA, and there were certain courses that really, really challenged me. So I always paid attention to those courses first. I always knocked them out first. So you got easier classes, you got harder classes. Deal with the harder classes first. And because you need to devote a little bit more time, especially if you want to get the grades that you desire to get. Study zone. I'm a person who likes studying in noise. I cannot study in quiet. It drives me crazy. I need the TV on, the music on. Honestly, I need the radio blasting. And I can tune it out, but I need that zone of noise to really study effectively. That's for me. Now, some people study in quiet. If you're home and let's say a lot of things going on, maybe go to a library, or you're in school, go to a library. But if you know that you can't get any good studying done, especially when you're around a lot of people, then set a place, a zone where you can study effectively. Another thing is take great notes. Make sure you're able to read your notes. I believe there's some times where the teacher's talking and then you just write notes really quick, and then afterwards you come home and you're like, what does it say? I mean, come on. So make sure you take great notes, or maybe partner or ask I think they already say a colleague, I'm thinking corporate America, another student to share their notes, to see if there's something that you're missing. And also a big study tip, when you're taking notes, maybe you can defer to the page in the textbook or online with that specific topic references. So that's a good idea for for taking notes. Another thing, I mentioned study groups. Study groups are really great. You can debate, you can ask questions, you can explain, you can ask for clarity for certain things you're not sure of. So those are one of the good ways as far as study group provides. And last but not least, get enough rest and sleep. When I was getting my MBA, there were times I was so tired. I was typing, and then the next day I read my paper. I'm like, what in the world was I thinking? This doesn't even make any sense. So when you're sleeping and you're doing a paper, that is the worst time to do it, because you're not focused and you're just typing anything to make up a paragraph or to complete a sentence. I mean, everyone knows that. So get enough rest, get enough sleep. If you're studying while you're sleepy, you're not going to absorb information. You're just not going to. You're just going to try to get it over with and just get the time done and say you did it. And it's going to be reflective in the grade that you get. So definitely get enough sleep, get enough rest. Take a nap if you're into taking naps. I know I'm an early bed person. I know the best time for me to do my work is in the mid-afternoon. So please try to get your rest, your sleep, and do things that are going to work for you. If you're doing the same thing and you're getting the same grades that you're not happy with, then you need to change something. If you're doing the same thing, you're getting the same results, that tells you that something needs to change. Either where you study, how you study, looking for help. Something needs to change if you're not getting the grades that you know that you're capable of getting. Thank you.
Let's give her another round of applause. We're getting close to that meal time. I'm talking about what part of the business for attending one of our breakfasts, you get a free breakfast. And it's going to be ready, because not only do we have to, feed our mind, but we also have to feed our body. And it has to be a balance. We have to feed our body, we have to feed our mind, and we have to feed our soul. And if you're doing all of those three things, we call it equilibrium balance. We are in balance, we're not out of balance. So with that being said, this is not church, but I got a good friend of mine that's going to come up. He's going to say a couple of messages, and he's also going to bless the food. Without any further delay, Pastor Charles Puget.
Good morning. Let us all stand for a word of prayer.
Father God, we just ask and we just want to say thank you, Lord God, for blessing us for another successful event, oh Lord. Father God, we ask that you would continue to open doors that no man could shut, Lord God. Continue to bless our youth, Lord. And Father God, we thank you in advance. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. You may be seated. While you're sitting down, I want you to look at the person next to you and say, neighbor. Neighbor. Oh, neighbor. Oh, neighbor. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. On purpose. On purpose. Now look at the neighbor next to you on the other side and say, neighbor. Neighbor. Oh, neighbor. Oh, neighbor. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. On purpose. On purpose. Amen. Can you just imagine for a moment that if everybody in the world would be encouraged on purpose, how much beautiful this place would be? I want to share a quick story about two people that walk upon the face of this earth. And each and every last one of us have met. This first individual is a person that always complains. Do you know somebody like that? Yeah. This person complains about anything. I mean, you can buy them a brand new Bentley, fully converted, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, built-in laptop, a full tank of gas with the pink slip and the keys, and they're going to complain because even though the car is full, it's not past the F. Now, the second person is a person that's always encouraged. Everybody say encouraged. Encouraged. And we just learned to say encouraged on? Purpose. Come on, we can do better than that. Encouraged on what? Purpose. Encouraged on purpose. That means that you decided that you were going to be encouraged today, man. So this next person, it doesn't matter what you do to them. They're always going to be excited. Everybody say excited. Excited. They're always going to be encouraged. I mean, you can go and dig up some dirt and make a mud pie. And they're going to get excited about it and thank Jesus because of the dirt. It's like, God made us from dirt. And they're just going to get so excited, you're going to get excited. Now, listen. These scientists wanted to see if this was true. So they got two young boys, 10 years old. They made these two big old giant rooms. The first room, they put in every toy or every gadget that a 10-year-old kid could imagine having. He had computers, he had Game Boys, he had everything, fire trucks. And they put them in the room for 15 minutes and shut the door. The second room, they had another great big room, and they took the other boy who was always excited about everything. And they stuck him in a room full of horse manure. Everybody say horse manure. Horse manure. And all the way up to his neck. Imagine that. Horse manure all the way up to his neck. And they stuck him in the room for 15 minutes and shut the door. The first 15 minutes was up. They opened up the first door. And they looked at the little kid who had every toy that any 10-year-old kid could imagine. And he was in there. Wah! They're like, what's wrong? He's like, well, my fire truck. I wanted a purple fire truck, but you gave me a red one. And they were like, okay, that's what you do. You complain. You got every toy in here, and you still complaining. So they went to the second door. They opened the door, and this 10-year-old kid is in there going, wee, wee, wee. And they're like, man, what are you doing? He said, man, there's so much horse manure in there. There got to be a pony in there somewhere. And so I just wanted to say, be encouraged on what? Purpose. Be encouraged on what? Purpose. Be encouraged on purpose. Let us pray for this meal real fast. And Father God, we just thank and we ask that you would bless the hands that prepared the meal on today, Lord God. We ask that this meal would be nutritious for each and every last one of our bodies. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thanks so much. Be encouraged on what? Okay, now I'm going to do this on purpose. All ladies first. The meal is ready. Hey, thanks so much, Pastor.
everybody. Okay, we're resuming our program right now. Does everyone have their breakfast? Great, great, great. Well, again, I want to introduce you to a man who is, and I'm biased, of course, but he has a love for the youth. He's always had a love for the youth, ever since his days, even before he joined the military. He has a passion for the youth. He has a passion for making sure that the youth knows that they can achieve the highest possible dream that they set for themselves through determination and through work and through perseverance. So without any further ado, I want to introduce you to the president and CEO of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, my husband, James Cooley.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just like I mentioned earlier this morning, when we was a little groggy prior to getting that food in our belly, but I see that after getting fed is what I call it in the South. Once you get fed, you get a belly full. You know, most people sit back and say, and they ready to take in more, or whatever that is. So we are ready to take in more. I want to start off just telling you a little bit about the J.C. Cooley Foundation. The J.C. Cooley Foundation was built on a philosophy that from my upbringing in Chattanooga, Tennessee, at the age of 6, I moved to Alabama. But the upbringing meaning that my mom had 10 kids. 10 kids. She also had 6 different fathers of her kids, and she would never marry. And she was a single parent, and you know, she wanted the best for her kids, the absolute best. And she could not take care of all of us at that particular time, so I don't know how she went down the list, but she picked out my brother Jerry, who was number 6, and myself, who was number 7, and sent us to Alabama, Graham, Alabama. Now, he said, what's difficult about that? Well, I went to Graham, Alabama, but you know, we were living in the projects, a place called Macaulay Homes, Alton Park, where, you know, guns, games, everything, anything you can think of was happening. And, but we lived in a project, and we had 4 bedrooms, you know, the house, all of us. But, so we had running water and all that stuff. But when I went to Alabama, 1965, we had a 2-bedroom house. It was 5 of us. We didn't have any running water, no lights, a wood burning stove, and your food you had to run out in the backyard and catch it. But what we did have was, it was love there. Love and kindness. And I developed this thing when I was coming up called the 4 C's. And that's what I created my program on my upbringing and the things that took me to get there. And the 4 C's stand for create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with confidence. And you know what? About 3 years ago, me and a good friend of mine, we sit down, and we came up with a song called the 4 C's, so no one ever would forget it. No, we came up with this song called the 4 C's, and I tell you what, hey, can you hit that song? I'm going to do the best I can until I can't do it no more, then I'm going to run. This is the 4 C's.
You build a character, but you gotta do it with these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence.
even though it's my song, I'm going to get the original author to come up here and sing it. Charles B., you in the house? Can we start that song over? Miss you, brother. This is the original author, writer, everything for that song. We've been apart for a little bit, but today we're going to do this song together. Can we do it? How y'all doing?
You know, we live in a world today that people don't even care about how people see them. Don't realize that we can affect an entire generation and build a character. But you gotta do it with these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's. It's the 4 C's. In this life you are gonna grow, but there's things in this world that you gotta know. To be the best that you can be, you wanna grow real big into a strong tree. To be who you were created to be, the one who's gonna leave a legacy is you. But you got to have these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's. It's the 4 C's. No matter what others may say, you have a destiny. To build up your character, you gotta have these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, commitment's what you need. Cast not away your confidence, 'cause that is all you need. Now open up your eyes so you can see and be the best that you can be. If you build with these 4 C's, you will always be free. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's. It's the 4 C's. It's the 4 C's. That's how you build your character. It's the 4 C's. It's the 4 C's.
How many C's on there?
Create, collaborate.
How many C's on there? Let's give Charles a round of applause. Thank you. 4 C's. Create, collaborate. You all do not sound like you know it. What are the 4 C's? Commit with confidence. Let me tell you something. That's what my message is on today, the 4 C's. And one of the things that I don't know if you heard in the song, if you use these 4 C's, it would create another C. What did that C called? Character. The 4 C's are the building blocks. And it's the foundation of building character. First of all, we dreams of growing up, being a doctor. Dreams of being a singer. Dreams of just helping someone out in need every single time. A dream of being the best that you can be. So the first thing is create. Create, you have these thoughts, these ideas that come to you. And sometimes we sit back and we are afraid to even entertain or talk about it because sometimes we think our dreams are so far-fetched. Everybody gonna look at us and they're gonna laugh. They're not gonna believe in me. Let me tell you something. We don't care what people think. If you got these dreams, you got these visions, and if you just stuck with them, the best way to do that with these creative thoughts and these dreams, and you're having problems thinking that people are going to like, go with the second C. Collaborate. Create.
Collaborate.
Create.
Collaborate.
Collaborate, meaning that you got all these dreams. You got all these things in your head. You got all these ideas. You might be the person that solve world hunger, solve everything, but you don't want to collaborate. I tell you, I believe that you might not be the only one that having those dreams. You might not be the only one. If we share our thoughts with others, we will find out that others might have these types of dreams as well. Case in point, quick scenario. Facebook, what's that guy named? Okay. Okay, Mark Zuckerberg. And this comes from another message called 8710.3, but I'm just going to go. Mark Zuckerberg had this idea when he was 19 years old back at Harvard in a dormitory room, bringing social media in live time. Used to be in those days, only time you got an accurate fact of the news or what was happening, you had to wait till the paper came out the next day, or you had to wait until 11 o'clock news. Some of us in here are old enough to remember that. But he had this idea of coming up and creating this, what we call an algorithm. If you don't know what an algorithm is, you will. An algorithm that controls everything. So he went to the powers that be when he had created his little patent and said, hey, I got this idea, and just boom, 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 boom. And he tried to present it. They said, get out of here. Get out of here. You don't know what you're talking about. That ain't going to happen. He could have went back to his dormitory room, held his head down, and said, okay, they don't believe in me. It's just a dream. But no, he went back. He reached out to about 14 or 15 of his classmates and friends, and they said, oh yeah, I was thinking about that one. Suppose we do it like this, suppose we do it like this, suppose we do it like this. Long and short of the story, 2 years later, he went back to the power to be with the same idea that's, oh, no, get out. Oh, you're going to have to let me show you this time. You have to let me show you this time. Because I am committed to making sure, remember, create, collaborate, commit. I am committed to making sure that you understand what I am trying to say. Show it to me. He said, I got people placed around the world, and I'm going to put this in here, and we're going to see what's happening. Put it in. China, are you there? Yes. 10-second delay. Korea, are you there? Yeah. Spain, are you there? Yeah. England, are you there? Yeah. We gotta have it. Could have had it 4 years ago, 3 years ago. He said, okay, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give it to you, but I'm only gonna give you half of it. I'm gonna give you half. You're gonna be able to use it, but I'm gonna control it. That's how the world is. So He had these creative ideas. He collaborated with friends. He committed, but he would not leave because he was confident. Confident in what he was going to do. Confident. So, you'll hear the rest of that story at another time with Mark, but I wanted to illustrate that that's the power of 4 C's. And as you see now, Facebook, I mean, everybody got it. You know, if you got an idea, if you got these dreams, you got these visions, it doesn't matter how young you are, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20, 40, 100. Doesn't matter how old you are. You got a vision, and if you believe in that vision, don't let anyone tell you that you cannot do it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. So, I'm going to close this out. We're running a little bit behind, but what are the 4 C's again?
Create, collaborate, commit with confidence.
One more time.
Create, collaborate, commit with confidence.
And if you follow these 4 C's, it will build the big C called what?
Character.
Called what?
Character.
Thank you so much. I want to bring to the stage very, very good friend of mine. Been knowing him for quite some time, long time. We spoke together on many occasions, high schools, audience, all this. He's the oldest son of the great Sugar Ray Leonard. And, you know, I tell you, very powerful guy, love the youth, and just a great guy. Without any further delay, my friend, Ray Leonard Jr.
Thank you, appreciate it. I first want to thank JC and Michelle. They're a rare breed of people that are committed to taking care of the youth and doing some amazing things. He doesn't have to do this. He doesn't have to be out here in the morning. He woke me up early this morning to get out here to talk to you guys because he's passionate about what they're doing. They're very passionate about this. And I respect people that go out of their way to try to help somebody else. And that's what he did. And he's done it as a veteran of the military. You know, he put his life on the line to protect us. And it's an amazing thing. So give him a big round of applause. So I was tired this morning. My grandfather passed away at 95 about a month ago, and he was my idol. He was like my person that I wanted to be like. He always told me, Ray, if you know better, you do better. He was almost 96 years old. You know, he was the toughest person in our family. You know, everybody would look and say, who was your role model? Was it your father? Because my father was a 6-time world champion in 5 different weight divisions, Olympic gold medalist. You know, one of the first athletes to make over $100 million from the sport. So you get all those big things and you put those things out in front of your life and you think that's what matters. But for my grandfather, he taught me to be humble. He taught me to be a person that is solvent in your character. To be a person that's confident in who you are. I don't have to live the Instagram life. Y'all see that? I mean, I know the young folks out here, they see Instagram and Snapchat, and everybody puts some filter on there, and their whole life looks like they're just perfect every single time. They take a picture like, and everything's perfect all the time, right? Everything you see. But sometimes you got to go back and look to see what they really live in. Look inside their soul, who they are, who they're projecting to be somebody. Are they projecting to be who they really are, or are they projecting to be something different, what they think people are going to be? I always talk about what defines you. Are you defined by what people think about you, or are you defined by your actions and your character? Like JC said, your character. What are you built upon? What are those building blocks that you built your life upon? Can you go back to that and say, this is what I believe in. These are my truths. This is who I am as a person. Because I know for a long time, I had no idea what I was defined by. I was defined by my father or the people around me or what people think. How many likes or surprising faces I had on Instagram. They wouldn't have Instagram back then. I think it was MySpace or something like that. But that's kind of what I was brought up into, and I thought that. Meaning, When I started out, my mother was 15, my father was 16 when I was born. It was 14 of us to a 2-bedroom house. The thought process was that coming out of that situation, there was no way we can go. Then we got a little success and things started to change. We tried to be this image that was not us. We tried to be like the Cosby family. Like my mother was Claire Huxtable. I was Theo. And my dad was like Bill Cosby. Not Bill Cosby right now. But that was the image we wanted to portray, because back then you didn't have an African American family in the media that was positive, let alone the father and the mother together. So that was the image that we portrayed, and everything that we did, that we lived, was like projecting this image. We protected the image at all costs, right? No matter what was going on inside. But inside, really what was happening, we out there taking pictures for the Jet magazine, Ebony, all these TV shows, and all this kind of stuff that we was doing, and we projected this image that we were. But it wasn't really what's happening, because we were empty inside. I wrote this article about my father and my life and called it The Hollow Man, right? So you know what a hollow man is. It's a person that has all this stuff outside, but inside they're empty. And that's kind of what it was, because we were defined by what people thought of us and the image that we projected. We weren't built on anything that was strong. It took me a long time to kind of figure it out. I had some issues that was going on in my life. I had a run-in with the cops. I was sitting in the back of a police car. I got into a fight in Atlanta and bar, and came back out, and they had like 20 bouncers trying to attack me and my friends. I had a gun in the car, pulled the gun out, and then my wife at the time took the gun and hid it, and the police came and found us. Luckily for me, they didn't find the gun, so they let me out. But that rare decision that I made on that night could have put me in jail for 15, 20 years, easily. But at that point in time, I said, what am I built on? Because I'm trying to project this to be Sugar Ray Leonard's son. And I don't know who Ray Leonard is. So I had to figure that out. And once I figured it out, it changed my life. It changed my thought process. I found my why. I found my strength, but the person that I want to be in my life. Who do I want to be? I was the first person in my family to go to college. I graduated from college. I thought I had to be an athlete because my father was an athlete. And although I was a pretty good athlete, I didn't have to be defined by athletics. I wanted to be defined by the legacy that I left to my kids. So every day when I get up in the morning, do I look in the mirror, do I like the person that I see? Do I represent what I tell people in the morning? Every day they say, here you wake up in the morning, you think you just wake up. But I say every day you're reborn. Every day you wake up, you're reborn with a new opportunity. Opportunity to be better than when you were the day before. Because your past doesn't have to equal your present. And your present, the things you do today can help you move forward to a better tomorrow. And when I see this, I see these young kids out here, and I see you guys moving forward, and you go through life so fast, and everything is on the text message or something like that, and you're so distracted. Sometimes you got to just sit down and just kind of smell the coffee, look and see what's happening around you, because life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. It's amazing to have this opportunity every single day to do something. To be a person that changes people's lives. To be a person that's going to be somebody that makes a difference. Now, there's been a couple people in the last few days that's kind of, that I knew that really kind of threw me for a loop. Some designer called Kate Spade, and then a guy named Anthony Bourdain. These two people that you see on TV, you see them all the time. You think everything is perfect in their lives. They're multi-millionaires. But they were hurting inside. They were calling out for help. They ended up taking their lives. So if you're going through something, you have issues, don't be afraid to talk to somebody, to tell them what's happening. Because we're all here to support each other. I wear these shoes right now, and the Pharrell Williams shoes that says human race. Because that's what we are. But it's not a race. It's not a race. It's a challenge every single day to see how we can move forward together. So we got to collaborate together. I'm going to take JC stuff. We got to collaborate together and build a better union for our kids, for our family, to build a place that we love to be in, to love to live in. And that's kind of what I want to challenge you young people to do. To not listen to all the things that you see out here, to want to be better, to create a better world for all of us that's peaceful and happy. Because when you have kids, you have somebody that you love, that you want to leave something to, you want them to leave, you want to know that you did everything that you can to be the person that they want to walk in the same shoes. Right? You want to follow that legacy. And if I leave you with anything, the Sam Cooke song, change is going to come. I wasn't born by a river, but a change will come. If we believe in it, if we strive to be better, like my grandfather said, if we know better, we do better. All right? God bless you guys, and go forward and do amazing things.
Let's give him another round of applause. Wow. Wow. You know what? I am fully charged. The battery is fully charged. You probably see all of that, electricity coming out of them. Because I'm excited about our youth. I'm excited about our future leaders of tomorrow. I'm excited about what we can do to ensure that we make sure they have the right things in. So, my youth guest speaker today, I have had the pleasure over 2 years of getting a chance to know this young lady, her parents, some of her dreams, goals, and you know what? Everything up to this date, from 2 years ago, maybe a little bit more, mission trips, speaking at my events, this young lady, she's incredible. Yeah. She's incredible. She did all these things. Not only did she keep her commitment, but she got a future. She will be attending Cornell University. Cornell University. And I'm going to let her come up and share a little bit about her and about determination with you. Without any further delay, Caitlin Boyd.
Thank you. Hi guys, I'm Caitlin. I just graduated high school on Thursday. Since I am just fresh out of high school, I wanted to talk about something that I think a lot of high schoolers are experts at, and that's procrastination. Oh yeah. So if you're in school right now, you probably know what I'm talking about. If you're not, you probably remember. You probably remember something like getting a super long essay, maybe 10 pages or so, and you have a week to get it done. So you're thinking, oh, I have a week, I'm fine, I'll get it done, no worries, no stress at all, right? Okay, fast forward a little bit. So now it's the night before the due date, 11 o'clock at night, you're on page 2 and you're already having a mental breakdown. Does that sound familiar? I think so. So no matter how good you are at maybe not procrastinating, I think everyone falls victim to it at least a couple times in their life. I know I have. But as I started reaching the end of high school, I started thinking more about how procrastination doesn't only apply to long homework assignments. It just applies in life every day. You know, we come up with these ideas, we have these goals for ourselves, but sometimes they just sit in our head, they never come out, we never get to them. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today, not procrastinating and doing what you set your mind to. So in life, actually, it's a little bit easier to fall victim to procrastination than it is in school. In school, we have due dates, the day where we have to get our task done by, and we have teachers holding us accountable. But in life, we don't have due dates, we don't have teachers holding us accountable, we have ourselves. We have to keep ourselves accountable. And with that being said, we have to give ourselves a due date. If we give ourselves a due date of infinity, just an endless due date, we may never finish the task that we want or finish the goal that we have in mind for ourselves. So I think like one thing that's helped me kind of achieve my goals so far in life is setting a date. thinking when I have an idea or when I have a goal, thinking about when I want to achieve this goal. And if it is too far in the future, you can kind of set due dates for the steps that you want to achieve. So I want to achieve this step by this date, and then the next step by this date. And once every so often, you'll get closer and closer to your goal. But that's another thing that we forget to do. We forget to take that first step, and that's the most important part. If you have an idea or a goal, come up with your first step in the next couple of days. Do it within that time period, or else it's just going to go away. It's going to sit in your mind and never get done. And when you do take those steps, and you take the initiative to do it yourself, it's going to be, your goal is going to become more tangible. You're going to take a step, and it's going to seem more real. You're going to see it. It's going to be a reality for you. And every time you take another step, the goal is going to become more tangible, and that's just motivation to keep going. So that's why it's so important to take that first step and to not procrastinate. You have to just keep going and remember all those things. And if you ever lose motivation or you need some motivation, today you can look around. The James Cooley Foundation started a long time ago, and I remember at the very beginning we didn't have as many people here, and now the program is huge, and I'm so proud of it. And the program has made such an impact in my life, and it's been an inspiration for me, and it's kind of led me in the direction of where I want to go in the future with my major and what I'm doing in school. I'm so excited. But the program didn't always exist. It came from nothing. Someone had to take that first step. They had to take the initiative and hold themselves accountable for it. And JC has obviously done a really good job at that, so let's give him a round of applause for that. So basically, in short, what I'm saying is, if you're going to talk the talk, you have to walk the walk, right? If you're going to say, if you have in mind a goal and you're going to talk about your goals and your aspirations, walk the walk, do it. Take that first step. Don't let it just get thrown away and let it be forgotten. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give another round of applause. You know, now it comes down, today is awards day. Awards day for a lot of folks, a lot of seniors, and a couple of non-seniors. But I tell you what, before we start, I want to give the first award to this young lady that's been a part of my program for about 9 months. She reached out to me, and she wanted to know a little bit more about the program. And we talked, we met a couple of times. She decided to accept an intern in my program. And I tell you, this young lady came into the program and really made a major, major impact. Not only with our youth inspirational program, but I placed her over a couple of jobs. I placed her over in the Marietta Valley Independent School District, and she went over there and did a tremendous job. There was a lot of kids over there that was not going to graduate day before yesterday. They were not going to graduate a couple of days ago, but this young lady worked with them, helped them study, did everything that she could. I tell you what, I got a letter from Marietta Valley Independent School District. Erica, can you come up here, please?
Good morning. I'd like to read this letter. To whom it may concern, I want to give my very, very sincere recommendation for Erica Pereira. Erica has been an exceptional volunteer worker with our most transient and least historically successful students. Erica was consistently punctual, responsible, and took her volunteer responsibilities with the highest level of commitment. She was dependable and worked well beyond the required number of hours required for her undergraduate studies. Many of our youth have been in and out of court schools and group homes for many years. The students can be difficult to motivate and require a lot of help in order to keep up and earn credits towards high school graduation. Erica has consistently shown professionalism and compassion in working with our students. Several of our youth are graduating as a direct result of the hours that she spent working with them on assignments. I am confident that Erica will be successful in any path that she pursues, but I am hopeful that the path will involve working with high-risk children. She is an asset to any agency promoting the welfare of children. Please feel free to contact me for any further information. With sincere gratitude, Shannon Tobias.
Yay! All right. All right.
Let's give Erica a round of applause.
All right.
Erica, you got anything you might want to say? She didn't know I was going to put her on the spot like this.
You got it, girl.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say how much of a privilege and honor it's been to be able to work with the J.C. Cooley Foundation. So many doors have opened due to this internship, and he has just been so motivating and inspiration to me in my undergraduate career, and he helped me with my graduate studies, and he offered me a chance to continue being an intern with this program throughout my graduate studies, and he's also placed me with a paid internship during the summer with Oak Grove Center that I started about 2 weeks ago, and it's
Alright.
been an amazing experience so far, and some of the boys are here, and they've just been so welcoming to me, and it's just been so amazing, and I just love the J.C. Cooley Foundation, and I continue to be an intern here, and as long as possible, and I just like to thank Mr. Cooley for all he's done for me, and Ms. Cooley as well. She's just been such a light and an inspiration to me as well, and I just want to thank all of you guys for continuing and supporting me.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, before we go into the rest of the award ceremony, it would be remiss for me not to identify the sponsors. We got a lot of sponsors here. It's not just J.C. Cooley. I cannot do anything by myself. Nothing. I cannot do anything by myself. And it's great to have a community that reach out and help support so that you can equip our future leaders with the right tools. You know, whether it's through, mentorship, or whether it's through coming out and speaking, whether it's through sponsorship through dollars. I tell you, we got a few sponsors here today. The first sponsor, I'm calling him out first because last year he sponsored a couple of our kids, and I was so happy. We was in the same area. I named every sponsor except him. And I worked out with this guy every single day. But he didn't say anything. His wife came and said, JC, have you seen Hayden? He's mad at you. I remember immediately. I said, I tried that. But anyway, Martin Hayden.
Thank you.
Got another one. I was telling, I met this young man and his beautiful wife, and I was telling them about the program. They got an opportunity to meet me and this and that, and they sponsored 2 of my scholarships today. And I'd like to say thank you so much, Jim and Mary McMahon. Of course, my buddy, Ray Leonard Jr., always. Got Stu Barbershop. Stu is not here today. He said we're going to do a drive-by. We got Rosati's. We got a whole lot of them. We got a co-working connection, which is Dion Moore. We have so many sponsors, and I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. All the money that we give away. I don't take no salary. I give away every single penny because we got to build up on our future for tomorrow. So without any further delay, let's start this award ceremony again. Just like I mentioned, my keynote speaker, which youth guest speaker, she will be attending Cornell University. And hey, Kayla, can you come back up, please? I want to make sure we present this to you. Most importantly, we present this to you.
Hi, again. Well, big thank you to you, of course. I hope you know, I've said it a million times, but you've just been such an inspiration to me, and your whole program has helped me so much. Honestly, it's been the inspiration for me to go into the field that I'm going into, and I'm so excited. I'm majoring in global and public health sciences, and I'm hoping to take it to the next level and do mission work like we've been doing, but for the rest of my life, so I hope it goes as I plan.
You will excel at anything that you do. Thank you. Alicia Williams. Alicia, tell them where you go.
I'm going to California Lutheran University. I'm going to major in English, and I plan on being a publicist. I just want to thank the J.C. Cooley Foundation for being an inspiration for all the youth leaders. I actually got to meet J.C. Cooley back in March when I was an alumni at this camp called RILA, and there I saw him leaving an impact on his group leaders, and he really left a mark on those kids, and it was just amazing to watch him inspire all the kids that he was leading. And I like what you're doing, and I like your message, and it inspires all. So thank you.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Okay, I'm getting ready to butcher this name again. I was not going to butcher. I tell you, this young lady, I had an opportunity to meet her through her father. Her father now work out at the gym. Very good family, very good man. And I had an opportunity to meet her, and she came and spoke at one of my events, and it was incredible. Her message was incredible. Her dreams and just determination is almost unmatched. So she will be attending UCLA. Messiah, I didn't put you. First of all, congratulations. Let's give her another round of applause. This young lady, I had an opportunity, I've been knowing her father for about 3 years, and he always talked about his daughter. You know, how smart, how wonderful, how inspired uh, that she is. And I invited this young lady out to speak at one of my events earlier during the year, and she, I tell you, everything that he had mentioned to me about this young lady, I mean, it just showed. And this young lady, I tell you, could be president of the United States, but actually all of these young ladies could be president of the United States or whatever they want to do. But this young lady will be attending MIT. MIT. Gabrielle Goldsmith.
Hi, I'm Gabby. I'll be going to MIT in the fall and planning to major in environmental engineering. I only started coming to these events relatively recently, but I just love the energy that DC creates and attracts. And even though I'll be pretty far away in Boston, I hope to keep in contact because this is such a great foundation. And yeah, just thank you for everything.
Good job, Gabby.
This young lady here, I had the pleasure of meeting her about a year ago, and a little bit more than a year ago. She was just a sophomore. But guess what? She graduated yesterday from high school. Now, she is so enthused. I met her through another one of my business partners that we do things together. I am the generation. And this young lady was part of that team, and where I am the generation do what we call human videos. They do videos of whatever there might be, and they don't ever say a word, but everybody knows exactly what they're saying. You know, and this young lady got a bright future ahead for herself. She wants to go out and lead the world, just got a heart of gold. Without any further delay, let's bring up let me mess her name up a little bit, Kylie Rizzo. Kylie, another thing, she was at the Temecula Dollars for Scholars, and I ain't gonna put you out there, but she didn't show up, but she ended up getting 2 scholarships. Like I said, I see big things from her.
Hi everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you so much, Mr. Cooley. You have no idea how much this scholarship means to me. I do a lot of student venture work in this. If you haven't heard of the Student Venture Organization, it's basically kind of like a Christian club organization in middle school and high schools throughout the country, but I work with Student Venture Riverside County, and I met Stacy Gilliard through the Riverside County organization, and for a period of time we did human videos where we would do kind of like these performances and these skits that would help spread the message of the gospel and Jesus. And the more that I did them and got to work with Student Venture and Lonnie and Michelle, I realized that I felt kind of like a a calling and just towards pursuing ministry and youth ministry. I felt like that was something that was put on my heart, and so I wanted to go to. I realized that I needed to graduate. Well, I decided to graduate a year early through independent study through the Temecula Valley Unified School District, and I thought that I was going to take a year off and save up some money so that I could go to Calvary Chapel Bible College right off of Myriad Hot Springs over there to get an Associate's in Biblical Studies and join the student mentor staff and keep doing that as a career. And I thought that I'd have to take a year off, but I didn't believe that I would get any money from anyone. I filled out that Dollars for Scholars thing, and I looked on the website the day of the ceremony, and I didn't see any scholarships, and I was thinking, oh, whatever. I mean, I'm probably not going to get anything. I probably shouldn't go. And then a couple days later, a lady who works through the school that I was at, because there's an independent studies facility, she walks up to me and she's like, "It's a really good thing that I'm so connected to this little independent study school because you got 3 scholarships, and you're so glad because if you weren't there, you wouldn't have gotten them." And so with these scholarships and some more opportunities that have presented, I'm going to be able to go to Calvary Chapel in the fall.
Look at the big things out you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
This next awardee, I tell you, I had an opportunity to meet this young lady. I spoke at the school 2-3 times. Not sure, but I met her when she was a junior. She was getting ready to be promoted to the commanding officer of the JROTC program or at her school. And she came up, I think I called up there, she came up there, and I was looking at this little lady, but she had this major bark, not in screaming, but just how she said things, she command attention. I mean, she command attention. And I think she think I forgot about her at the high school awards. I was a keynote speaker there about a month and a half ago, and we gave out some awards, and I saw the look on her face, but I had also told her Warren, tell her don't worry about it. Her time will be coming. Her time will be coming. Now, when I was there, I really butchered a lot of names at West Valley High School. I mean, like a whole lot of them. I'm talking like every last one of them. I had to call the Warren up. But I am not going to butcher this one. So this young lady got a bright future ahead of her. I think she says she's going to enter into the service. But I'm going to let her come up and tell her story because she don't have a problem. Without any further delay, Gali Ane Corona. I probably messed that up again. But, hey, but she's wonderful.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Galiana Coronado. I am the former commanding officer at West Valley High School and JROTC, and I would really like to thank the J.C. Cooley Foundation for this great opportunity. I really appreciate this foundation because it's not really common to see organizations like this really inspire younger students and teens to really push themselves to become better. We see around our entire our community, these teens really involving themselves in things they probably shouldn't. And constantly we see in schools people who are their grades are dropping, and it's not because of themselves, it's because the groups they surround themselves with. And I really appreciate this foundation because all of these hardworking people, they commit to wanting to better our youth for the future. Because believe it or not, we are the future to our country, and that is why I chose the decision I made to serve my great country. And I will be serving my country in the United States Navy as an aviation coordinator. I would also like to thank our amazing instructor, Chief Warrant Officer Alfonso Walton, and he's been a great motivator. I know I pushed that, sorry. But he's been a really great motivator, and he's pushed us to our limits. That's why we're still here, pushing each other. Even after we graduated, we're still here. And like I said, thank you to all the J.C. Cooley Foundation. J.C. Cooley, thank you.
Thank you. Go Navy! I might mess this name up as well. I'm not messing up any names. But I tell you, this young man, well, actually, this organization, Oak Grove, you know, I gotta say, my very, very good friend, Tammy Wilson here, she's the CEO of that organization. She does a tremendous job. She's also my Rotarian. I mean, we're both Rotarians in the same Rotary Club, and we get an opportunity to do a lot of great things. And but we partner up, and I got a couple of interns over there working with her. And Erica is one, and they are doing at least everything I understand. They're doing a great job. They're doing a great job. But it's not just that. It's just that being associated and being able to give, yeah, you know, mentorship, money, whatever that might be, to help make sure that our future leaders are tomorrow are prepared, and that you have great folks like Tammy that reach out, and she loves these kids to death, and I do too. She loves them. She loves each and every one of them. You know, so, and I am just proud to just be a part of your organization, and I look forward to doing a whole lot more things. But this young man been to about, I think, 3 or 4 of my programs, and I saw him when I was there last year. You know, so I don't think he has no idea that he's getting ready to get this award, but I think this guy got tremendous character from what I know. I think he's driven. I think he got the potential to do anything he set his mind to, but he must stay focused. Must stay focused. So this scholarship award goes to Jacob Crumble. You know you're not going to get away with us about us.
Hi, Jacob, and I think I first met you a year ago in Oak Grove. We spoke for a while about the Four Seasons and everything, and there was a couple kids, they're all gone now, but there was a couple kids that came with me to that first breakfast after he invited us while we were there, and you know, I'm staying busy right now. I haven't been able to attend all the breakfasts that I would like to have, but you know, I really do appreciate the opportunity, and I'm gonna stay focused and keep working hard. I like to thank Erica too, because she actually did tutor me at my school a while back, and she's part of the reason I'm graduating on Monday. And has really brought me a lot of support. It's not always fun being there, because you know you're away from your family and everything, but they gave me a lot of opportunities and opened a lot of doors for me. And you know, she's she got me a scholarship, and I'll be going to Oregon State University in the fall to be a drug and alcohol counselor. Working hard and do everything I can to help, my peers and everybody around me.
Look for big things like you. Okay. Before I go off into, I'm gonna hold on that one to last. How many seniors do we have in here? I'm talking about seniors that haven't been up here. Seniors. How many seniors? Can you stand? No. Just graduating. Seniors. Just graduated yesterday or getting ready to graduate Monday. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're doing this, the J.C. Cooley Ray Leonard Jr. Award, and it's anonymous. You know what? The seniors, the 2XO. Yes. Both of you guys come up. Don't know that. Ray, you want to say a little bit? Where's Ray? Ray got already? Yeah, please. Okay, this is what we're doing. This is anonymous. We don't normally do this, but he and I is going to give away a scholarship, and it's fair. And the question that I'm going to ask these future leaders of tomorrow is, what are you doing, or what did you do today to prepare yourself to be a leader of tomorrow? First.
What am I doing today to become a future leader of tomorrow?
What are you doing today, or what did you do, because you just graduated today, to be a future leader for tomorrow?
Well, first and foremost, my name is Kiani. I graduated from Chaparral High School on Thursday. Thank you. One of the things I'm doing today to be a leader of tomorrow, just to give a brief overview of what I went through in my middle school to high school years. I had very low self-confidence and very low belief in myself, and as I progressed into high school, I kept building that up, and it made me the person I am today. So I use that, who I am, to motivate people to be the best they could be, by so I know that in high school, people go through a lot of stress, and they feel like they're just going to give up and drop out and say it's just really worth it. I used to motivate some of my closest friends to keep pushing, even though I myself wanted to give up a couple of times, because Lord knows high school kicked me in the butt so many times that I couldn't continue. So being able to motivate other people around me to continue to push, because in the end, when you go through all your trials and tribulations, it's all worth it. You're gonna look back and you're gonna laugh like, wow, I really did that? I was really crying over that? I actually made it? Wow. And, yeah.
Let's give a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. I was Cadet Lieutenant Commander Andrew Weitzer. I was the Executive Officer of our West Valley High School Mustang Battalion. Much like my commanding officer, I've enlisted in the United States Navy. I ship out in September to become a submarine technician. So we talk about what are we doing today to really motivate the future. What are we doing to better ourselves and to better our community, right? When I was the executive officer, I had the opportunity to lead between 140 and 120 cadets at any one time. That's a huge task, and first of all, because of programs like this, we got the encouragement, we got the motivation to really bring what we wanted to teach these cadets and bring leadership to them. So can we give a real round of applause for J.C. Cooley? And so I'm even after I graduated a couple weeks ago, I'm continuing to mentor these cadets and motivate them in any way I can to make sure that they're prepared to handle their burden of leadership in these next couple of years before I ship out and leave them. So I love you guys.
Let's give both of them a round of applause. You know what? Both of their messages was so good. I'm going to give both of them one. I'm going to split it down the middle. And that's only fair, right? So let's give both of them a round of applause. One person here, I tell you, I've been knowing this young man ever since he was 17 years old. He has been a big inspiration because he has recorded most of my videos, made sure that we became nationally known, and you know, he continued to do these things. He should be entering his junior year, I think junior year, college, sophomore year. But I've been knowing him ever since he was 17. He is my camera guy. He does all the stuff to make us look good. And you know, I tell you, this guy can do it all. He can do it all. I just need for him to stay focused, because you can't do a million things at one time. You can put them in order, a priority. But I tell you, he does a million things he doesn't well. But we just want him to do these million things, but make sure we have a priority list of this. I want to bring up George English, my camera guy.
Fun fact about myself, I'm one of the few people who can handle a handshake and hug from Mr. James Cooley. Where should I be looking? I'm used to being behind the camera. Like James said, he's known me since I'm 17. Now I'm 20, and you can see my handsome father right here. I actually age pretty well. I am a sophomore at UCR right now studying neuroscience, and it's not easy. Nothing in life that is worth doing is easy, and I'm just proud and thankful to have someone like James and Dad to, I have to say, come on out here. Yes. I'm all right. Oh, fine. You say so. You're not going to be on camera, right? I'm editing all this. All right. All right, but it's nice to have people to keep you. It's nice to have people who keep you focused and determined and on the right course. So thank you, James.
Thank you. Big things for you. Big things for you. You know, I would be remiss not to. I tell you, I got a superb vice president that has done a tremendous job. And he keeps everything in order, keeps everything focused. All of the certificates and this and the checks and that, this guy right here is the one responsible for this. He thought I was going to let him get away today without saying a word or two. But that's not going to happen. My Executive Vice President, Charles Golden.
Thank you very much. Did everybody enjoy their day today?
Yeah.
As we begin to wind down, I just want to leave everyone here with a thought. I mean, this goes for adults, and this as well goes for children. I believe in self-empowerment and self-payment. When you wake up in the morning, you have a choice. You have a choice to be happy. You have a choice to be sad. There is only one person in your life that can determine your happiness or your sadness. That is you. You're the only person. See, I tell my children, everybody in this world gets a paycheck. I get a paycheck for the work that I do every day to support my family. My children get a paycheck every day, how they follow the family rules. Okay? Now, when you do good, you get the Xbox. You get the skateboard. You get to go to the movies. But when you do bad, your paycheck is deducted and you get punished. Okay? So you are in complete control of your paycheck. So if you want a good paycheck with lots of dollars and lots of opportunities, or you want a zero paycheck, you write that check every day. My job is to make sure you get paid. And I always pay my children fairly. Now they may not agree with this paycheck all the time, but I tell them, this is what you earned. You want more? Do better. I do not reward bad behavior. I correct bad behavior, or help you correct yourself. So, if you're upset, ask yourself, why am I upset? Who upset me? Did my dad upset me? Did my mom upset me? Or did I upset myself by not following the rules? And in life, whether you like it or not, you cannot get away from rules. Even those who are entrepreneurs, run their own business, guess what? They have rules. If they want to keep their customers, they have rules. They got to keep their customers coming in. They have to buy about what keeps their customers coming in, whether they like it or not. And always maintain your self-worth. I always tell my children this. Life in itself will tell you no. Do not tell yourself. Make somebody else tell you no. Because when they tell you no, they got to explain why they told you no. And once you understand why they told you no, your next one's going to be a yes. Because you should be listening and correcting why there was a no. Turn that no into a yes. And my mama always said, closed mouths don't get fed. If you want something, you go out there and you get it. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you can't have, you're not good enough, you'll never make it. But see, like James, I'm 3 out of 10. There's 10 of us. My mother raised 10 kids by herself. I have a master's degree. I spent 23 years in the Navy, retired as a chief petty officer. And let me tell you, every award that I got out of the Navy, I wrote myself. Because you know why? I told them, you're going to tell me no, why I can't have this award. You're going to tell me why I'm not good enough. I know I'm good enough, but you're going to tell me why I'm not. And they could not do that. That's why I've always been successful. I've fallen down, but I always get back up. So, at the end of this, understand this. I don't have a bad day. I have trying days, but I don't have a bad day. Because people will try to drag you down. You have to decide whether to allow them to do that or not. Because if anybody can control you emotionally, they control you totally. And you cannot allow them to do that. Don't let them steal your joy. It's yours. Thank you.
Normally, underclassmen, I let them come up and do their turn, as they grow up. But this particular underclassman, I tell you, I think she's tremendous, not just in performing arts and singing, but as a leader in her school. She's doing the work of seniors, and she's a sophomore. That is leadership. And she got so much stuff on her plate. Actually, she's starring in a play. I think you guys on tonight? Sisters Act, right? She's starring in a play right now. She took the time out of it. I know you had one last night. She's got one tonight, but that's the Hollywood lifestyle. You pick and choose that one, you got to stick with it. But she is wonderful. Not only is she a great singer, but she's a great person, great student, and she's doing it. And I want to award her with a scholarship as well. Salona Husband.
Thank you, Mr. Cooley, for giving me many opportunities. I get to do what I love and perform no matter what type of crowd. You've always taught me stay focused, make sure you stay focused, and I think that's such good advice because there's so many distractions. Like, I know this path, but I feel like, yo, I could go there too, but stay focused because that's what's good. That's what gets things done. So, thank you.
So much. Looking for big things, and like I said, remember that. Thanks so much. One other person that has helped me out tremendously over the last 5 weeks, he came into my world, and I tell you, I never asked this gentleman to do anything. He just stepped up and said, hey, I think I can help make this better here, and I think I can help make this better there. And over the past, I say 3-4 weeks, you know, he had done some tremendous things, identified some things that I needed to do better in my videos and my presentation and etc. And I tell you, he's a great guy. And I look forward to working with this guy, Pastor Charles Pajay. Can you come up for a long time? How you doing, Pat?
Fantastic on purpose.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, today I know we went a little longer than we normally go, but due to the occasion, I think this is worth it. It's worth going 20 or 30 minutes over, or whatever, however long it takes. Because we strive. And for the youth out there, I know we got the leadership, West Valley, the leadership stand-up. West Valley, ROTC. I will be there to talk to you guys real soon at the beginning of the school year, if the Warrens want me there. Yeah, so the leaders, any other juniors, underclassmen in here? Tell you what, we good. We always, and this is my closing message to you all. I call it the AIP. We aspire. We aspire to be whatever we want to in life. Just like I mentioned, a lawyer, doctor, actor, whatever, we aspire. Most of the time we aspire and we have these aspirations because we see things on TV, or we see other people, or a person might be cool, you want to be cool like that, or whatever that might be. So you are inspired by certain things you see or certain things that are in the generation. But let me tell you, pick and choose your role models carefully. Pick and choose the people that you trust in carefully. Pick and choose what you want to be in life carefully, because we are inspired by certain things, and all things that we're inspired by is not the right things. But in order to achieve success, to meet goals, to be determined to reach the next level, you must perspire. And I'll leave you with this. Aspiration comes from inspiration, but it requires perspiration. You got to work for everything that you do, and it starts today. Thank you very much. questions about anything. I think we go silent until mid-August because we're getting ready to do a lot of traveling. So our next program is probably going to be third week of August, but we want to make sure that we stay motivated. We want to make sure that our youth, our leaders, our graduates, that we stay on track. We don't lose focus. We got college for most of us coming up. We got the military. We got all these things. Stay focused. Stay focused. We will be getting the word out. The next program will be probably the third week of August. I look forward to seeing you all back here again.
All right.
Thank you.